We're making an ad.
Napping ad.
This is where I think if we're doing it right, Alec Baldwin comes in. He says a couple things. He listens to the podcast every week.
Yep.
Has he been canceled? Wait, is Alec Baldwin the one who killed somebody? I hear that Gary Sinise is free.
Oh, okay, great.
He hasn't worked since 2020.
So, what would be the script that we would have Gary Sinise say for the Napping Through Happy Hour podcast?
Listen to this damn show. Damn it.
The Napping Through Happy Hour podcast brought to you by Geekscape.
Real life, real drama, real time.
I'm Gary Sinise.
That's the ad. That's the ad. That's the ad.
Hey, welcome to Unstable Topics, a fast-paced, jam-packed, unhinged bestie podcast filled with facts, reacts, and made-up games in between.
We're your hosts, Sarah
And Maggie.
and we're excited for you to join our best friend hangout, where we surprise one another with things we find interesting or hilarious just to see how the other will react.
Our friendship might be totally stable, but you never know what your bestie might throw your way to knock you off your game.
So come shake things up, learn something new, and laugh along with us. This is Unstable Topics.
Well, there's a party each and every year on Christmas Eve, where the fun and cocktail shrimp don't seem to end. Clark and Ralphie taking turns on the TV screen, laughing, singing, yelling with all of our friends. Well, it's Christmas, and everybody's gonna spread the holiday cheer. 'Cause it's Christmas. Oh, it's the best time of the year. Let's go fake reindeer.
Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Matt.
This was my pick for no real reason in particular. Just wanted I watched the first season of Teen Titans Go. My friend was getting rid of the DVD, and I said, I've never seen that show. Let me borrow that.
It's funny because I feel like if you were to look at our picks up and down, this would seem more like something I would pick than
100%.
your side.
100%. But when I got to this episode, the second Christmas, I said, oh, we're going to have so much fun talking about this episode. Now, how familiar are you with Teen Titans Go?
I am very familiar with Teen Titans, like the original show that was kind of a spinoff of Batman in the animated series. In the fact that I am super into, was super into Teen Titans. I am not like these fans out there that once they started doing Teen Titans Go, they were like, nah, fucking kill it with fire. Like that was not me. Like I'm good, man. I'm like, this isn't a show that's made for me, but I'm super cool with new kids getting to experience these different characters and whatnot. And from the little bits I've seen, it is an enjoyable show. I would love to sit down and check this out, honestly.
I think it's one of those shows that I'm never going to watch all of because I think I checked, and even though they're 10-minute episodes, there's something like 700 episodes.
God, there's
some
so
shit.
many of them.
Like,
dude, I asked you what episode this was, and you said season 1, episode 35.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're doing these like short run episodes, it makes sense that you do like 40-something episodes
and
a season or whatever.
And this is kind of what Cartoon Network does. Like a lot of their shows. Regular
what
show,
they're good
Adventure
at.
Time.
Yeah.
Everything is like 10 to 15 minutes long.
In my mind, I think it's a throwback to like Looney Tunes, right?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to bring back like the serial, like not serialized because that actually says like implies continuous plot, but like how cartoons used to be. They were just these individual 8 to 10 minute long shorts that would play before a movie. You know what I mean? And like kind of crafting a network based around that. I mean, my first note that I wrote down, this theme song fucking rips, dude.
The theme song's so good. Honestly, both theme songs are good. You've heard the original one too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this is like totally my shit. Like if I found out,
100%. I'm just saying, like, you can't go wrong with the Teen Titans theme song, and this one absolutely rips.
This one, like, if you told me that this was performed by, like, the Poly Six or something, I would have been like, yep, totally makes sense. Like, it has, like, that Japanese new wave punk band feel to it that I just love. And you know what? I think what I liked about this episode and what made me want to pick it the second I watched it was that this episode both totally captures how fucking stoked Christmas morning is for the two of us and how devastating December 26th is for both of us.
But I will also say that the second half of this episode is something I would never, ever, ever, ever do to anyone. Like
no, lie to someone about a second Christmas is terrible. But I mean, this is really like every episode of Teen Titans. I think they really highlight a specific character.
Yeah,
and this is Starfire's episode.
Yes,
her like childlike innocence towards Christmas is just so adorable and funny throughout the entire episode. Like right out the gate when they wake up and they're just like, he ate the cookies, he drank the milk, and she's like, he left a striped hook in my sock.
Oh my God, dude, the stripe hook line made me pop so hard. It was so funny. I will say them waking up at 8 o'clock. Come on, man. What are you sleeping in? What are you doing here?
What the hell's happening there? Child games. I literally wrote the Teen Titans are having a better Christmas than I've had in years. They're just like, they're like ripping open gifts. It's snowing. They go out and play in the snow. They have like a big ass meal. Like they're just loving life.
They're stoked.
I love that Raven is like a low-key My Little Pony collector. Like
yes,
like that was also a very cute little vibe. And then next morning, it's just a bummer. It's the day Christmas is over.
It is a bummer, and it does capture that feeling of, all right, I guess we're done. But maybe it's as I'm getting older. Do you feel a little bit of a Robin? Like sometimes.
I mean, yes and no.
Yeah.
Because I think that you because of work,
yes,
me because I intentionally do it, we give ourselves that week. You know what I mean? Like we get through Christmas and we're just like, hey, like New Year's is still right around the corner. Yep. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. But it's also like a lounge about week where like the Robin, like, all right, it's time to take down the decorations and get to exercising. Like there is not a world where you will find me doing shit on December 26th, except for you and I recording a recap podcast.
Yes. Now I don't mean,
and then back to the couch to like relax, read, and watch some TV.
And I don't mean like the hey, let's get up, let's go, let's exercise, let's get. I'm more like, I understand
I'm not as
Robin.
Devastated anymore.
Yes, exactly. Like I'm not as sad as I am anymore. I'm like, oh, I can now like relax and enjoy the rest of this time. But also at some point I will be like, hey, let's get this stuff down. Like let's move on, because leaving it up takes away from it being special. And I feel like that would be what?
I'm just saying, I'm sitting here right behind you as a Santa Claus poster.
No, but
I know
this is my year long.
There's been times where you've had the tree and the lights up when I come over in like April to record.
No. Like February, March, maybe. April? Come on, man. You got to give me a little bit more.
At a certain point, you just got to be like, might as well keep them up all year round.
Shut the fuck up, man.
All right. So there's one, besides Robin, there's one other person who's not devastated about the end of Christmas, and that's Starfire.
Yes.
Because we find out that there's a tradition on her planet.
Oh my God.
On December 26th.
The most important tradition ever. I mean, it's so funny that line coming in at the end where she's like, well, I gave up the most important day in my species like year to be here for second Christmas. I want to experience the second Christmas miracle. And I'm like, oh no.
But what does she say brings the gifts? You texted me the name.
Gilnark the Terrible.
And it just cuts to this like lizard monster holding gifts and spitting fire.
Oh my God. It's absolutely incredible.
It is a perfect cutaway joke.
Yes.
Like it is so funny, especially with her like super optimistic perspective. And they make a really dumb version of Second Christmas where it's like the second Santa is super skinny and wears all green and flies on a jetpack.
And has a headband. I will say, like, nothing would excite me about Second Christmas.
No,
I
not
need
at
prep
all.
time. Like, I don't want, and that's kind of, this comes up again at the end. So the episode happens, and Second Christmas actually leads to a giant explosion, knocking all of the Teen Titans into a year-long coma, and then they wake up on December 23rd. Or December 24th.
Fucking stoked.
And they're super excited. They're super. We didn't have to wait for Christmas. It's tomorrow. And I can't tell you like how sad I would be if that happened to me.
I feel like the one joke that they're missing in this, and maybe it would have been too heady for a kids cartoon, is like Gotham City should just be an absolute wreck because for a full year, none of the Teen Titans have been there to do anything.
I could have seen that joke happening. Like that. That's a very like Powerpuff Girls type joke. Of
like they're so excited for Christmas, and then like everything's on fire, and like all of the villains are running rampant. But instead, we get this. We actually see Second Santa, and he gives a big wink. The only other two things I wrote down that I wanted to bring up is as soon as they pitch the lie for Second Christmas, we start to get this like Grinch-like narration describing the scenes, which we find out at the end is being narrated by Second Santa. And the one line that I wrote down from Starfire that made me laugh is when she finds out that they've lied to her and she's about to have a meltdown. Raven asks if she's okay, and she goes, "I am not the O or the K."
Yes, I am not the O, nor am I the K. And I think I'm going to steal that for daily use from here on out.
It's a great response to someone asking if you're
okay.
It's
absolutely incredible.
We're making an ad.
Napping ad.
This is where I think if we're doing it right, Alec Baldwin comes in. He says a couple things. He listens to the podcast every week. Yep. Has he been canceled? Was Alec Baldwin the one who killed somebody? I hear that Gary Sinise is free.
Oh, okay, great.
He hasn't worked since 2020.
So, what would be the script that we would have Gary Sinise say for the Napping Through Happy Hour podcast?
Listen to this damn show. Damn it.
The Napping Through Happy Hour podcast brought to you by Geekscape.
Real life, real drama, real time.
I'm Gary Sinise.
That's the ad. That's the ad. That's the ad.
Hey, welcome to Unstable Topics, a fast-paced, jam-packed, unhinged bestie podcast filled with facts, reacts, and made-up games in between.
We're your hosts, Sarah
and Maggie.
And we're excited for you to join our best friend hangout, where we surprise one another with things we find interesting or hilarious just to see how the other will react.
Our friendship might be totally stable, but you never know what your bestie might throw your way to knock you off your game.
So come shake things up, learn something new, and laugh along with us. This is Unstable Topics.
Hello everyone, we're Superhero Stuff You Should Know, and if you think you know about superheroes and comic books, think again.
We got romance, we got action,
Romance?
we got comedy, we got everything you need, man. Come on down to Superhero Stuff You Should Know for all your superhero needs.
I don't know about this romance. What part are you talking about?
We've got all kinds of sketches, and then deep dives on top of that. Come on down to Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Alright, so come on down to... Wait, why did I say come on down? To Superhero Stuff You Should Know.
Overall, I think Teen Titans Go, the Second Christmas, great episode. I'm sure that there is another Christmas episode in this entire
I'm looking. I need to see how many
series.
Yeah, I need to see exactly how many episodes they made because there's no way that they only made one Christmas episode in the entire run of this show, which I think might even still be running.
I was just about to ask, is it still going? And if it is, this was 2013. So it is still going.
It's still going. It's been 8 seasons, 397 episodes. So there must be another Christmas episode out
Wild. There. Teen Titans Go. Crimbus. No.
Yo, the theme song, according to this, the theme song was remixed by Mixmaster Mike of the Beastie Boys.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah. I'm on board for that. I also know that they did the movie Teen Titans Go to the Movies, which apparently is like unbelievably good.
Really?
Like I remember when that came out in theaters, people were raving about it. Like that it is like the equivalency of like a Lego Batman, like very meta, very funny, very like aware cartoon.
All right. So, Matt, are you ready for this?
How many Christmas episodes?
Not only are there more Christmas episodes, there are, if I'm reading this correctly, 8 Christmas episodes total of Teen Titans
One per
Go.
season. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So this is definitely a show that we will have to double back on, because I think this is a lot of fun. It's short, it's sweet, it's a solid June watch or July watch. If you're trying to get into the spirit of the feeling, it's Leon Day, it's Christmas in July. Like this is good for you, because it's not, I don't think it's overbearing, because it doesn't have the time to be.
Yeah. Side note, just I was looking up Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Yeah.
Will Arnett is even in Teen Titans Go to the Movies, but as the voice of Robin's nemesis Slade. But some of the other cast members who happen to be in this movie include Kristen Bell, Michael Bolton, Nick Cage as Superman, and Halsey as Wonder Woman.
We're never gonna live that fucking bit down. I think one of the worst things to come out of Superman, as much as I love that original Kevin Smith story, is everyone nonstop wanting Nick Cage to be Superman.
Have you seen Big
Flash?
Recommendation? No.
Because I did see that.
Big recommendation. Sadly, the person who made this movie is no longer with us. But there was a documentary a couple years ago called "The Death of Superman Lives."
It has been on my list, but I have never sat down and watched it.
Oh, I've got the Blu-ray over yonder, and
Well, there we
I
go.
highly. Next time you come over, we'll watch it. But
sure.
it is awesome because he does sit down and talk to all the people who made it, but
Yeah.
they also do their best to try to recreate as many scenes so you could see like roughly what the movie would be. It's really, really well done.
Can we agree that had this movie been made, it most likely would have been a tremendous piece of shit?
Well, I would say yes, but I would also say it probably would fit right at home with most of the other Superman movies that I think are across the board. Not like even the people who fucking love the early Superman movies from Richard Donner, just like there's something that's inherently very cheesy about all of those movies. And the one that I like the most is the one that's considered the absolute worst one, which is Part 5, Quest for Peace, because that movie's so outrageous. So I think that, yes, it would be a piece of shit, but it would probably be a piece of shit I watch more than most of the other Superman movies, because I think it would have been charmingly terrible.
I need to go back and watch the old Superman movies, because I always equate them from me being younger. And you got to remember, like, I grew up in the 90s, so like my Superman had a beard and like that like was like fucking destroying shit and whatnot. So like I honestly always found those original Superman movies to be really boring when I was a kid.
Yeah, I do as an adult. But I listen, keep this in mind, listeners. I also don't find a lot of charm in, say, Rocky. I think Rocky is too long and boring.
Oh, but Creed
until we
rules.
get
Did you watch Creed?
I haven't seen Creed, but like
the Creed
Rocky
movies
is
rule.
I don't enjoy Rocky until we get to like 3 and 4 when they're like 90-minute movies and they're almost like a parody of themselves. You know what I mean? So like
once they start like really influencing 80s pop culture, which is I feel like Rocky 3, Rocky 4.
Rocky 3, you get Hulk Hogan and Mr. T in that movie. You know what I mean? Like that is like to me peak Rocky.
Yep.
Which there are plenty of people who are like, you think that that's better than the literal Oscar winner for Best Picture that year, Rocky? And I'm like, yeah, I do.
And
I think it's more fun to watch.
When most people think Rocky, in my mind, 90% of the world thinks Rocky and Ivan Drago.
Yeah, they think of Rocky IV.
Rocky IV, which is
yeah.
wild. It's wild that 4 movies in, that's the one that usually pops in people's heads.
Now, it also could be, in the defense of Rocky IV,
Yeah.
It also is potentially because that movie played ad nauseum on like USA and TNT and shit. But no, I agree with you. I think, is that technically, I don't know. I think Rocky IV might even fall into Christmas movie. Who knows?
Oh my God, dude. I would fucking love to. I mean, I know we just got done talking about how you don't like Rocky that much, but I would love to watch Rocky IV for this show.
Let me see. I'm going to search. I might just be confusing things because there's snow.
They're in Russia.
Yeah, there's snow in Russia, and because he gifts Paulie a robot. But
I mean, honestly, that's more Christmassy than Scream, and
well, listen,
that's always going to be the bar. Like, I'm
who's
sorry.
the one that picked it?
That I am aware that I'm the one that picked it, but dude, we make the fucking rules. No one else is telling us what to do, man.
That's true. I'm just looking for the word Christmas anywhere. Oh, here he goes. Draco's camp agrees to an unsanctioned 15-round fight in the Soviet Union on Christmas.
Bro. Oh my God. When is a Rocky anniversary? It's gotta be soon.
Let's not even worry about a Rocky anniversary. The Olympics are coming up, bro. You can do
Holy
it this summer as
shit.
part of the Olympics.
All right, if anybody, listeners, you've heard it here first, man. Rocky IV is on its way, bro, and I can't fucking wait. I have been looking for an excuse to revisit the Rocky verse, so I am very excited to force Teddy to watch 6 Rocky movies.
Oh, you're going to keep going after that?
3 Creed movies. I know she likes the Creed movies. I don't know if she's ever seen Rocky. So
Dude, don't make her watch Rocky 5.
So I love that we're still going right now, and it's my favorite thing. But I don't care because this is good shit. It's wild because in like 2004, there was a Rocky video game. There's multiple Rocky video games, like for like the PlayStation 2. And I was always confused because I got the game because I really liked boxing games, but I had never seen Rocky because, again, like certain movies as a kid, I was like, what's this bullshit? This old bullshit. Get this off my screen. Put fucking rocket power on, please. That's my rock, right? So when you play the game, you start out as young Rocky, like training and shit, and you play through all of the movies. And I was so fucking confused because this was before like Rocky Balboa had come out, like and they like had done like Rocky as an old man, like it stopped at 5. And the grand finale fight isn't a boxing match; it's a fucking street fight, and it's a bad street fight at that. I was always so fucking confused. Nah, man, we can skip Rocky 5. Just like when we when we do the Marvel movies, I'm like, bro, Thor's not a thing. We can skip this.
Yeah, Thor doesn't show up until he's on Ragnarok.
Yeah, exactly. No long-haired Thor in this house. My Thor has short hair until he's fat. Then he can have long hair again.
I love it. All right.
Oh
well,
my God.
Dylan.
Hey, man, that was full circle. That was superhero to superhero, bro.
That was superhero to superhero. And Dylan, I can't wait to Teen Titan go watch Rocky 4 with you.
Oh, my God. I will break you.
Whoa, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday, have a great holiday, have a merry happy holiday.
We're making an ad.
Napping ad.
This is where I think if we're doing it right, Alec Baldwin comes in. He says a couple things. He listens to the podcast every week. Has he been canceled? Wait, is Alec Baldwin the one who killed somebody? I hear that Gary Sinise is free.
Oh, okay, great.
He hasn't worked since 2020.
So, what would be the script that we would have Gary Sinise say for the Napping Through Happy Hour podcast?
Listen to this damn show. Damn it.
The Napping Through Happy Hour podcast brought to you by Geekscape.
Real life, real drama, real time.
I'm Gary Sinise.
That's the ad. That's the ad. That's the ad.
Hey, welcome to Unstable Topics, a fast-paced, jam-packed, unhinged bestie podcast filled with facts, reacts, and made-up games in between.
We're your hosts, Sarah
And Maggie.
and we're excited for you to join our best friend hangout, where we surprise one another with things we find interesting or hilarious just to see how the other will react.
Our friendship might be totally stable, but you never know what your bestie might throw your way to knock you off your game.
So come shake things up, learn something new, and laugh along with us. This is Unstable Topics.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.